Hey world, it's your host Marshall. Thanks for tuning into my podcast, Run On Thoughts. Here we talk about everything and nothing because we are not afraid to be all of ourselves even as we evolve. And that's my thought for my fellow thought thinkers as we unpack our traumas, past hurts, and other BS. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hey, thought thinkers, I hope you had a beautiful week out in the world, living a full and complete life. What does that mean? That means that you are using the tools that you have to unpack, unlearn, and be out in the world. I know that life is not perfect. But the truth is, life is not supposed to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. You get to choose the life that you want to have. You get to make that type of choice because joy is internal. It has nothing to do with what is going on the outside. With that thought, I want to stand in a place of gratitude and thank those who have been listening and are on this journey of discovery, of unpacking and unlearning with me. If you are listening for the first time, I welcome you. If you have been on this journey with me from the very beginning, I hope you are taking what you need. I hope you are taking what you need and applying it to your life so that you are living the life that you deserve. Because guess what, guys? If you're not doing the work, then you are still living the life that you deserve. Catch what I'm throwing? Do y'all catch what I'm throwing? With that, I welcome you guys to go to runOnthoughts.com to listen, subscribe, and become a thought thinker. What is a thought thinker? We are a community of people who think with thought. You don't have to accept everything that I say. Take what you need, share what you think others may need. Think about it. Be thoughtful in how you think. Be thoughtful in how you approach life. Yes, I am raw, but still we are using our minds and our hearts to unpack our lives and to live our most authentic lives. One of the reasons why I try not to talk about other people is because I understand and know a whole truth that it is all about us. And not in a selfish way, in a way that says that even if you are accepting something, if someone in your life is not treating you well, the truth is you are accepting not being treated well. We can't change other people. Y'all know how hard it is to change yourself? We can only change ourselves. We can only take ourselves out of situations or see the situation differently. That is very important. With all of that rambling, I want to step into today's episode, living in hope, not reality, right? So many of us are living and existing in hope, and we are not living in the reality that is. Right? In this episode of Run On Thoughts, I want to explore the subtle but powerful difference between holding on to someone or something for what they represent versus who or what they truly are. I know that many of us have been there. Sometimes we don't really miss the reality of a person, place, or season of life. Instead, we miss the hope they carried, the promise we attached to them, or the feeling they gave us that things could be different. Living can hope, can feel like it's keeping you afloat. But also, how living in hope can trap us in illusions that keep us from seeing the truth. Raise your hand if you have been there. I am raising my hand right now. I have been in a place where I have longed for What I've longed for isn't the person. What I've longed for isn't that place. Of what I've longed for even isn't that moment itself. It's the hope that I have stitched into it. The hope. We don't always miss reality. We miss the feeling of the possibility, the dream of what could have been, the comfort of believing in something brighter than what it was. Today, guys, we're going to dive into that space between hope and truth, where illusions keep us company. Mm, mm, mm. Illusions are keeping us company, and reality waits for us to return. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy because oftentimes we get sucked into these ideas. We get sucked into being love bombed. We get sucked into usually what we want from others, right? For ourselves. We get sucked into these places. And sometimes hope is all you got. Sometimes hope is really is keeping many of our necks out of the water. Sometimes hope is the only thing that is keeping us from drowning. Hope. What is hope? Hope is the belief or expectation that things can improve, that the future holds possibility, or that something desired may come to pass, even when the present doesn't show it yet. It's both an emotional anchor and a forward-looking mindset that keeps us moving through uncertainty. Hope is not all bad. There are pros to hope, right? There are pros of hope. Hope can keep you resilient and motivated. Hope fuels our perseverance. It helps us to keep going when things are tough. Hope is an emotional healing. It offers comfort during pain, reminding us that our current state is not permanent. Hope can see into the future. Hope can be vision and growth. Hope often opens the doors to imagining new possibilities, inspiring creativity and change. Hope can also have or make connections, right? You share hope with people. Hope can build community and solidarity, especially during collective struggles. Like hope can make you think that you're like when you're existing in pain right now, if you've lost someone, hope can get you across the mountaintop. But there's nothing wrong with hope. There is nothing wrong with hope. But when hope is not rooted in the reality of what is, hope also comes with some cons, right? Because hope forces you to live and avoid reality. Hope can also make us cling to these illusions, avoiding hard truths or necessary actions. I want to dive into that. The necessary actions. Hope can make you dependent. We rely on hope alone without taking the steps needed to create change. Hope also prolongs our suffering. Holding on to false hope can keep us stuck in unhealthy relationships, habits, or situations. Now let's get real. I know that hope is healthy, but how many of us are sitting in the reality of the cons of hope? How many of us are avoiding reality? How many of us are dependent on a thing, a drug, a person, an idea, because we do not want to face the change? And when I said to you last week, guys, that we are going back to school because it is time to do the work, I'm not playing with you guys. It is time to do the goddamn work. We cannot just keep talking. We have to do the work. I know you want to sit in hope. I know you want to be attached to the future, but I'm going to tell you guys something. Have you ever asked yourself, do you love that person? Or do you love the reality and the hope that you have created in your head for that person? If you had to accept that person as they are right now, in this moment, do you love them? Or are you in love with your own motherfucking creation? I know that hurt because I know that sometimes the reason for hope is because we don't want to exist in reality. Because owning that truth means that you have to do something about it. You have to do the work. So hope allows us to stand still and stand 10 toes down in what is essentially a goddamn lie. A lie. A lie. Hope not rooted in reality is a lie. You are lying to yourself. You are giving people false grace because you don't want to do the necessary work that you have to do. You are attached to this person and you don't want to let it go. Right? Sometimes this is what cognitive dissonance is, right? You believe something and someone is going to give you a truth that you know is truth. But the brain and the body and the souls know that if you accept said truth, who are you? Who are you without the lie that you have told yourself? Who are you without the lie that you have told yourself? Because now you have to change, and change brings discomfort because you don't know. You don't know where you're going. And that's what hope is. Hope is an imaginary journey where you think you know where you're going. But the truth is, we never know where we're going. We can hope for a better outcome, but we essentially do not know. We do not know, guys, and it's okay not to know. That's what this is about. It's okay not to know. It is okay to be unsure. It is okay to be scared. It is okay to want the best from someone. But we also got to learn how to look at patterns. 1 + 1 is 2. We cannot be doing all of this girl math and boy math and mom math and daddy math and whatever kind of math. Sometimes we got to be doing basic math. 0 + 0 is 0. What does that mean? It's simple. And I know you know. It means that nothing plus nothing is nothing. You know when you're with someone bad, yes, they gaslit you. Yes, they love bombed you. But who they are now is who they are. And you can hope that they get back to the person, but 9 times out of 10, they lied. They lied. They used what you told them about yourself. They used it against you. They used it to become who you want, but they were lying so that they could abuse your vulnerabilities. And now you are staying because of those vulnerabilities. You are staying because of said traumas. You are hoping that you can get back to the thing that once was. But even the thing that once was is often a lie. Ain't that some shit? But sometimes there's nothing wrong with hope, but there is everything wrong with not being able to stand in the current situation, stand in the now. There is nothing wrong with hoping for a better future. But in order to root that hope in reality, you have to look to the patterns of the past. What are this person's patterns, right? And it's okay. It's okay to be afraid, guys. I'm constantly telling you guys that it is okay to be afraid. but I know you know. Somebody asked me, how do you know the difference between good and bad? You know good and damn well you feel it. You know good and damn well there's something going on in your gut. There's something going on in your spirit when you are trying to outsource how you really feel, when you are praying to God for things that He has already told you no for, when you are asking the universe for something and you have already been told no. You are asking for a shift in the reality that is. You are asking for someone to be good when they are bad. You are asking for a situation to work out when you have been told that that is not your journey. And that's another thing. Hope can keep you from your real reality that is good. You have invested, because hope is an investment. Hope is an investment in your motherfucking imagination. How many of you have been tied to someone that you know good and damn well you should have let go a long time ago? But you are holding on to hope. And sometimes the hope is not even about the other person. Sometimes the hope is about your fears. Sometimes the hope is about you not wanting to let go. Sometimes the hope is about you not wanting to be alone or lonely. What can be worse than being with someone who makes you feel alone? Some of you don't know yourselves. And if you don't know yourselves, the only thing that you have to grasp onto is the hope of someone else or something else or somewhere else. Remember when I told you guys that that's why I don't woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Because even in woulda, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, even say your father wasn't there for you or your mother wasn't there for you. As a child, you have this hope about what life could have been like if that person were in your life. But usually what you are doing is laying on this unrealistic hope. You don't know that to be true. You are making it up. And usually when we make up stories, they are good stories, or they're like, if you had been in my life, I would have been happy. That's not true. I'm not sure if my father being in my life when I was a young child would have been better off for me, because my father wasn't healthy. And so healthy people can't deliver you healthiness. Or like when I became a teenage mom, I really wanted to go to school. I wanted to go away to school because I decided what I was going to be. Who says? Who says that I wouldn't have went away to school and got all this freedom and turned into a drug addict? The very thing that I was running from, I could have ran to. You don't know. It's hope. It's unrealistic. This is why you have to stand in a place of gratitude for all parts of your life, because we think we can see into the future that we cannot see. Some of us even try to rewrite what the past would have been, but we cannot see it. We can't see it. This is why we have to learn how to live. Relax and live in what is instead of living in what we want it to look like. All of these false ideologies and this false and fake ass love and fake feelings. It's fake if you love somebody because of what you think they can be. That's not love. It's abuse, actually. You out here thinking that you're the victim, but you're with some bum and you're hoping that the bum will become not a bum. Guess what? You really think he's a bum. Guess what? You really think she's a bum. You just attached your soul to them and got hope that they could not be a bum. See how that's disrespectful? You see how that is unloving? Instead of saying that we are not equally yoked, we are not a good match, and I'm going to end this hope train right now and set you free and set myself free. And I'm going to go on a journey that is based and rooted in reality. It's okay. I have been there because of my traumas. My abandonment trauma, right, caused a side effect that I never wanted people to feel how I felt. Have any of you ever felt that way? Because I was abandoned, I would hold on to people longer and have this sick feeling when it was time to let them go, because I never wanted to let someone go because I put on them the feeling that had been placed on me. That feeling of not belonging, that feeling of not being wanted, that feeling, that horrible feeling that you are out here in the world alone. And I never wanted anyone to feel how I felt. And because I never wanted anyone to feel how I felt, I put hope onto them. I knew that they were bad for me. I knew that I was in a unhealthy situation. I knew it. I felt it. My soul felt it. That's when your body starts breaking down, guys. Your skin starts breaking out. When I look at all those TikToks and what I look like when I got with this person versus what I look like when it was over, it's not them. It's not them. It's you. You are making the choice to stay. You are making the choice to place hope on them instead of the reality that they are draining you. It's never the other person. Yes, they are evil, but you saw that evil. Yes, they are unhealthy, but you saw that unhealthiness. You took it over and over and over and over and over. And until you take accountability for what you allowed, it will happen again in a different form. It doesn't even have to happen again with the relationship, but until you are willing to live in the truth and then the power that you get to make a different choice. Your body is always talking to us. This is why I am not lonely and I enjoy being alone and I enjoy having a relationship with myself, because I have done the work, the internal work to get to know myself. I am not perfect, but I know what I like. I know what I do not like. I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me sad. I know what my triggers are. I know how to enjoy my time, but more importantly, I know how to listen to what is going on internally. I know, and sometimes I realize, guys, we don't have to be right. If I walk into a space and it feels wrong, I'm leaving. It doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen, but I feel like something bad is going to happen and I'm going to honor me. And maybe something bad doesn't happen because I left, but if I stayed, something bad could have happened. You understand what I'm trying to say? Honor thyself. Honor that self. Oftentimes, hope allows you to honor an unrealistic ideology that you have created in your head, but you are not honoring your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Honor thyself. I have told you guys that I wanted to hold on to something or someone for way too long because I simply did not want them to feel how I had been made to feel. What does that mean? That means that I had to go and heal my motherfucking self so that I could be free to let go of unhealthy bullshit. Because once you heal that trauma, you will no longer be attracted to the thing that makes you feel like you have to lie for it or cover it or act like it's okay. You know how many people, men and women, are living in unhealthy relationships simply because they don't want to look like a failure? Look like? Who gives a fuck what it looked like? It is. And it's not a failure necessarily because of you or the person. The fucking shoes don't fit. Get a new pair of shoes. Allow each other to go out into the world and be and find what they need. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. I went to a funeral yesterday, and I keep telling people that when I go to a funeral, what I get from it is that we are supposed to be living a life of joy in our truth. Why? Because death is promised to us all. It is not that we are mourning the dead person. We are mourning that they are not here to share in our lives with us, which is why we should be living. That is how we honor them. We honor them by living a full life in our truth. Truth. Truth, guys. I know this one is a hard one because if you have to go and do the work of being reality based instead of having a hope that is just rooted in hope, right? That is rooted in avoiding those realities or being dependent upon someone or your prolonged suffering. I don't want you to suffer no more. And I hope you are tired of suffering. There is too much ridiculousness going on in the world for you to also be internally suffering. So because I told you guys that school is in session, I got some homework for you guys this time. I want you guys to start writing, to start journaling, to start talking in the damn mirror if you have to. If you can't write it down because you're in fear of what people may see or read, then talk to your damn self, right? But I want you guys to ask yourself, do you really miss that person? Or do you miss the hope that they gave you? Right? Sometimes it's not the person, it's the possibility, right? I want you guys to understand that there are things that you can actually do. Write it down. Like I said, write it down or talk to the mirror. Talk to the wall. Talk to yourself. Record it, write it, text it, rip it up, throw it in the garbage. Whatever you have to do to get in touch with those real feelings is what I really want for you guys. Reality. What is true? What has actually happened? What you know for certain? Hope. What you imagine, what you wish for, what you dream it could be. You see those two prompts? If we're talking about a relationship, you have to ask yourself, okay, what are the patterns? What parts about this person are true? Are they good to me? Right? Are they good to me? What has actually been happening in the relationship? What do you know for sure? Tell yourself the truth. The truth will set you free. And then you have to tell yourself the lie attached to hope. The lie about what is it that you imagine with this person? What is it that you wish for with this person? What is it that you dream it could be? You see how those are two very different things. And then you can ask yourself, as part of hope, is my reality rooted in truth? Is my hope rooted in the reality? Ask yourself, are you attached to the reality of this person or thing or the hope that you built around them or it? You build hope. The other person doesn't build hope. You ever been with somebody And because there's this kinetic energy and you're laughing and you're joking, women do this. I don't know if men do this because I am not a man. But I could assume, because I do know that we are humans sharing a human experience. But women often see the future with somebody. They see if a man doesn't have a job, they will automatically put all of their resources into the relationship to build someone up. They will build the pedestal, put the man on the pedestal, and build out the future. A future that this motherfucker never even asked for. So you out here mad at him because he's not taking advantage of the help that you want to give him, but it's a help that they never ever ask for. You see more for them than they see for themselves. And that's not good or bad because you never ask what they see for themselves. And they could see nothing for themselves. But that too is none of your goddamn business. You get to ask yourself, is hope fueling you? Or is it keeping you from seeing the truth? And then I want you to center yourself. I want you guys to choose one action that you can take this week that grounds you in reality, but still leaves space for healthy hope. Having an honest conversations, setting a boundary, or starting a small habit that keeps you moving forward. And that small habit is usually taking off the rose-colored glasses. I have worn rose-colored glasses in order to be in a relationship before. It's when you know the truth and you are choosing to ignore it because there is something about that person or thing that you do like. And in order to stay with them, you have to consciously deny the truth and put on the rose-colored glasses. How many of you are wearing the rose-colored glasses of hope? Take them off. Take off the damn glasses and see it for what it is. See the reality. See that you are hurting your own self. See that you are the problem, not that other person. See that your avoidance. I'm going to keep telling you guys these words. You are avoiding reality. You are dependent on this thing because you don't want to deal with the truth that is overwhelming. Your hair is falling out because your body is telling you a truth. Your stomach hurts because your body is telling you the truth. You can't sleep. You can't look at this person. When they come in, the entire energy shifts. When you walk into that job, it shifts. That doesn't mean quit, you dumb motherfuckers. That means look for a new job. It's hard out here. Look for a new job. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean you get to quit it. Even with the relationship, even if you're choosing to leave, dummies, you still got to plan your exit. Lord, I'm mad that I even have to say that. But hope, reality, they can be intertwined. But your hope must be rooted in reality or you will suffer. I'm tired of talking to you guys. Bye.